there's a comment that is usually used by atheists to attack religion. And it's, for example, saying that it's so pessimistic and at the same time so egotistic, so ego-centered.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
Well, I don't know about other atheists, but if I've ever used that argument, it's been pretty infrequent. But now that we're on the subject, isn't it kind of, true? Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Meet YouTuber Chopo Jensa, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Now, I don't normally go after other atheists, but the argument he makes is fairly simplistic and leaves out a lot of nuance and details in favor of a far more black or white approach. Check it out.
On the one hand, Christianity or religion in general expects you to be a slave to the God and to accept that you have original sin and therefore you are by nature a disgusting, low creature who deserves to be punished.
Yes, religion, or at least the Abrahamic religions, do make this assertion. You are told that you are tainted, expected to believe that you are worthless. Not merely believe it, but do everything the religion tells you is necessary to correct it, or face some pretty nasty consequences.
The Lord is vengeful. Oh, spiteful one, show me who to smite, and they shall be smoten.
Incidentally, have you ever noticed that children who are born to parents after they've cleansed themselves don't inherit this clean slate? Seems a bit dodgy to me. End digression. Now for comparison, let's listen to how our friend tries to equate this to atheism.
On the one hand, we feel we are worthless. But instead of saying that we have original sin or anything, we just say that because of all our scientific knowledge or whatever, we know that the universe is extremely big and that therefore, and this is a judgment that we make out of nowhere, but we say that therefore we are worthless.
What he's describing here is not atheism, it's nihilism. Nihilism is the concept that says that life is worthless or meaningless. Atheism does not make this claim in and of itself. All atheism is at its most base level is the absence of belief in a deity. Also, part of the problem here is that worthless is being used to express two different concepts in each context, but then being equated because it's the same word. Religion, again, the Abrahamic religion at least.
And what if we pick the wrong religion? Every week we're just making God madder and madder.
Testify!
And I'm going to stop making that distinction now just for the sake of convenience. Doesn't just say that we're worthless, it says that we're tainted. It says that we're flawed in a very specific way, one that must be corrected, and in a manner which, just incidentally, more or less enslaves us to the God that claims it so. Atheism, on the other hand, gives us no value judgment whatsoever. We have no inherent value, it's true, but that does not stop us from assigning our own personal values to people, places, things, pets, ideas, inventions, explorations, all kinds of things, whatever. Yes, we are an insignificant speck in a universe that is vast beyond reason, and that can certainly be intimidating. But that does not negate any subjective value we may assign to something. It doesn't stop us from being happy. In fact, the very concept of inherent value is a contradiction in terms. How can value be anything but a personal opinion? What value is a glass of water to a billionaire? Or to that same billionaire after having been trapped in the screaming desert for 5 days. Even the value that a god assigns to us is still that god's personal opinion. So yes, we are worthless in both atheism and religion, but to equate the two because of the word is at best careless, at worst dishonest.
But then the second claim is to say that you are the center of the universe because God, you were made in God's image, so you are the center of attention. You are superior to any other animal on this planet because you are the child of God.
Well, isn't that special?
And that is, I will agree, a very difficult concept to reconcile once you throw original sin into the mixture. In fact, it's borderline emotionally unhealthy. I've often heard God compared to an abusive husband.
That's a peddling.
And again, the comparison to atheism is no comparison at all.
The opposing view of this, which is also held, is also to feel that we are superior to every other animal on planet Earth. Also using science as its sort of dogma, saying that we know that our brains are bigger, and that we know that we have literature and they don't, and therefore, for some reason, we feel that we can make the judgment that literature and history are somehow better than not having literature and history, or that having a bigger brain is better than not having a bigger brain, for some reason.
For some reason? Seriously? Look at all we've accomplished. We have medicine that makes us live longer. We have devices that allow us to communicate across the globe. How many Cocker Spaniels have landed on the moon? How many? Yes, I know the shuttle didn't land on the moon. Sue me. Are you seriously boggled by why some people use having bigger brains as a basis for superiority? Now, okay, once again, this is a subjective judgment. It wouldn't shock me to discover that, if they were capable of it, there's animals out there who would look at the uglier sides of humanity and go, gosh, you know, it is better to be a cat or a parakeet. But to say that humans think they're superior for some reason is silly at best, dishonest at worst. But again, the comparison to religion, where you're expected to win over some god's favor through dogma-dictated behavior, and that's how you acquire value of any sort, versus setting your own goals and finding happiness or value through achieving them, well, that's simply no comparison at all. And as before, this argument seems driven far more by terminology than the concept it's expressing.
It doesn't matter if you're religious or if you're an atheist. In both cases, there is the possibility of feeling that you are worthless and that everything is meaningless, and at the same time that you are the king of this meaninglessness, that you are superior to everyone else.
This comparison is very simplistic, very black or white, no nuance. Religion has the worthlessness of humanity built right into it. Atheism has no such thing at all. Religion has the superiority built right into it. Atheism doesn't have that either. Religious people are made to feel this way by religion. It comes with the territory. But atheism? No. The possibility is certainly there, allowed for as potential, but it is not inherent. Atheism, when compared to religion, is like improv compared to a scripted play. It could be pathos, it could be comedy, it could be a narrative, it could be anything. To say that atheism comes with depression or superiority is to not understand what it means to be an atheist at all. Because unlike religion, atheism is freedom. It's making one's own path in life. It's the opportunity to make mistakes or have victories, to have one's own values instead of having them assigned. Yes, there are dangers and pitfalls, but that's life with or without religion. Given the option, tell me which you'd rather have.
And this is just dangerous for many reasons, because, for example, it allows you to destroy a lot of things, justifying it as that, well, you know, it's meaningless anyway.
Once again, that's nihilism, not atheism. In fact, when you think about it, atheism places even more value on things, because we don't believe in an afterlife. This is the only chance we get, and that makes us value it even more. Haven't you ever heard the expression, kill them all, let God sort them out? If you're religious, you have an excuse to destroy, because the good guys will go to heaven anyway. Nothing on earth matters, because you've got an afterlife to look forward to.
It is, in my opinion, something that just needs to change if we want to save planet Earth.
From the Martians?
Have you the brain worms?
Look, I fully agree that this is something that needs to change. My objection is that you seem to think that atheism and theism are on the same level here. 'Cause they're, you know, not. Until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please, think. Not rating and subscribing has been found to cause obesity, acne, and male pattern baldness in laboratory rats.